Hello everyone, my name is Tom Nickel, and we'd like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak with you about Velostrata. For those of you not familiar with Velostrata, our software is a cloud migration and workload mobility solution. And today we'll be providing a quick overview of our architecture, technology, and usage. First, let's start with a little background on how a migration project flows. Your standard live migration flow involves transferring live systems, either virtual machines or physical servers, into the cloud. The goal is to do this with zero data loss and virtually no downtime. Velostrata can accomplish this with 3 easy steps. First, most applications don't run on just one VM. They run on many. So you'll model your VM dependencies and then use our runbook automation tool to schedule and automate what order these VMs should move to the cloud. Second, our agentless solution lets you test workloads directly in the cloud. We'll start a thin clone in the cloud within a matter of minutes, and it'll be on an isolated network, which means no downtime or impact to on-prem systems. And any data changes you make while testing will not be synchronized back on-prem either. Third, you will officially migrate workloads to the cloud, which also happens with just a few clicks in the Velostrata software. Workloads begin running within minutes, while the rest of the data streams in the background. It's a lot like Netflix. The movie starts playing right away, even though everything hasn't fully transferred yet. But this fact is transparent to you because the movie continues to play seamlessly. Let's talk about the Velostrata architecture now. Here you can see we've got our on-premises data center, which has a VMware deployment comprised of virtual machines and attached storage. On-prem, you'll install the Velostrata virtual appliance within your VMware deployment, which will automatically connect to your ESXi storage. To the right, we've got the cloud. In our case, we support the 2 biggest public clouds, Amazon Web Services, also referred to as AWS, and Microsoft Azure. Here in your cloud, you'll install another virtual appliance, the Velostrata Cloud Edge. We use a dual-node active-active configuration for scale in each region or cloud. This provides high availability and data resiliency with a 30-second RPO through our ongoing data syncs between the cloud and on-prem. And this also means data is always kept in sync for easy rollback to on-premises if needed. Once your Velostrata virtual appliances are deployed, you'll typically manage Velostrata using our vCenter plugin. This makes using Velostrata easy, since the interface is already familiar to IT. You can begin any operation you'd like with just a few clicks here, or you can use PowerShell modules or our REST API to integrate us directly with other third-party management solutions like OMS or Ansible. That's our architecture and deployment. So let's talk about the technologies that power Velostrata's advanced solution. First, Velostrata is completely agentless. We do not use agents on either the source or target systems. Agents can create a lot of issues and challenges in a cloud migration project, so we've decided to avoid them entirely. Runbook automation is designed to facilitate migration of multi-tier, complex, stateful applications. This capability allows the user to define VM dependencies and order of migration for multi-tier applications. Our read-write cloud cache is multi-tier, comprised of RAM, solid-state drives, and an object store. Hot data actively used by the application is migrated to the cache first, and the cache ensures normal application performance, even when most of the data still resides on-prem. The cache also captures and stores data writes, which are then synced back on premises. Remote booting is Velostrata's key technology. This is where we decouple compute from storage and then automatically create cloud instances and adapt workloads to run in the cloud. These adaptations can include networking, drivers, configurations, and more. After we decouple compute from storage, migration streaming begins. This is where Velostrata starts workloads in the cloud within a matter of minutes by leveraging the Velostrata cache we just described. And we do this by calculating the boot data that is required to start the workload that isn't already in our cloud cache, transfer that delta to the cloud, and boot the workload without waiting for an entire dataset transfer, which can often take days with replication-based technologies. To refer back to our previous analogy, this is a lot like what Netflix does when they stream movies to you. After your workload is started to run, the remaining data continues to transfer quietly to the cloud in the background. We do this using state-of-the-art WAN optimizations, which include, but are not limited to, compression and cross-VM deduplication. Plus, for consistency, any changes made in the cloud are automatically synced back with on-prem, so your dataset is always 100% accurate. Let's conclude by going through a few of our use cases. First, pre-migration testing is extremely easy with Velostrata. With just a few clicks, begin a thin clone directly in the cloud to test with. It runs in an isolated network, and data changes made in the cloud will not sync back on-prem. Thus, there is no impact on data nor downtime to live systems. When you're done with testing, simply delete your test clone with a few clicks. After you've done your pre-migration testing, you're ready to run workloads in the cloud. With just a few clicks, begin a workload in the cloud within a matter of minutes. As we mentioned, data syncs quietly in the background. You can keep this workload running in the cloud and synchronizing data with on-prem indefinitely. You can also return this workload on-prem with just a few clicks if things aren't working as planned. And you can actually use this process as a means to perform testing if desired as well. Once your data has finished migrating, you can still choose to roll back to on-prem if needed. Or you can decide to detach entirely from on-prem. Detaching will stop the cloud instance from synchronizing data back on-prem, and your workload then becomes completely cloud-only. Once this takes place, IT can then reallocate the on-prem storage, which was previously being used, to other VMs, or decommission it entirely. This concludes our overview of the Velostrata architecture, technology, and usage. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation today, and we look forward to working with you to accelerate your cloud journey soon.